Tech consultant found guilty of second-degree murder and stabbing death of Cash App founder Bob Lee. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Open News Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really does help. Let's see. A San Francisco jury on Tuesday found a tech consultant guilty of second-degree murder in the stabbing death of Cash App founder Bob Lee, which carries a sentence of 16 years to life, rejecting the defendant's claim that he had acted in self-defense. Jurors took 7 days to deliver the verdict against Nima Momeni in the April 4, 2003 death of Lee, a beloved tech mogul who was found staggering on a deserted downtown street, dripping a trail of blood and calling out for help. Lee was 43, later died at the hospital. "We think justice was done here today," the victim's brother Tim Oliver Lee told reporters. "What matters today is that we had a guilty verdict and Nima Momeni is going away for a very long time." Prosecutors said that Momeni planned the attack on Lee, driving him to an isolated spot under the Bay Bridge and stabbing him 3 times, including once in the heart with a knife he took from his sister's kitchen. They say Momeni was angry with Lee for introducing his younger sister to a drug dealer she says gave her GHB and other drugs and then sexually assaulted her. But Momeni testified on stand that Lee was the one who attacked him with the knife. Angry about the tech consultant chided him about spending more time with his family instead of searching for a strip club that night. Momeni, who studies martial arts, claimed self-defense and said he didn't realize he had fatally wounded Lee or that Lee was even hurt. The case has drawn national attention, partly giving Lee's status in the tech world. At first, his death inflamed debate over public safety in San Francisco as Elon Musk's ex-owner took to social media site to post that violent crime in San Francisco is horrific. Even if the attackers are caught, they are often released immediately. San Francisco District Attorney Brooke Jenkins said that the verdict showed that the killing was a targeted crime and not an example of random lawlessness in the city. "We are a city committed to accountability. We are a city committed to public safety," Jenkins told reporters after the hearing. Momeni, 40 years old, has been in custody since the arrest, when he was charged with murder in the first degree. Family members of both men have faithfully attended the trial. Mahan Tarini, mother of the defendant, has sat on the side of the court, while Lee's father, brother, and ex-wife has sat on the other, recoiling at Lee's autopsy photos and 911 calls. On Tuesday, Tarini had tears in her eyes as she called the verdict unfair. "My son is not the person that they think he is," she said. "He is very kind, he is very loving and respectful and caring." Jurors received the case, which started October 14th, on December 4th. They reached their decision late Monday afternoon, but then the court chose to announce the verdict Tuesday morning. The courtroom was crowded with Lee's family and friends and journalists who had been following the high-profile trial. Lee had created the mobile payment app, Cash App, and he was the chief product officer of the cryptocurrency, Mobile Coin, when he died. He had moved to Miami from San Francisco Bay Area, where his ex-wife, Krista Lee, lives with their 2 children. Both sides agreed on the sequence of events that led to the 2 men facing off in the early morning hours of April 4th, but there's no independent documentation of what they said to each other or who brought out the knife, and the video of their final encounter is grainy. The prosecutor said the video showed Momeni stabbing Lee 3 times. They also said the murder weapon, a nearly 8-inch paring knife with a roughly 4-inch blade, had Momeni's DNA on its handle and Lee's DNA on the blade. Two of Momeni's 5 attorneys were in court Tuesday, with the others attending via Zoom from Florida. "This is obviously very disappointing for us," said Tony Brass, adding that the team would evaluate for an appeal. Jurors in the end rejected the charge of murder in the first degree, which requires prosecutors to prove that Momeni acted deliberately, willfully with premeditation. Murder in the second degree does not require that element. Jurors on Tuesday declined to speak to the press. The afternoon before the stabbing, Lee Kazar Momeni had been doing drugs and drinking at the apartment of the drug dealer Lee knew. Lee left before Nima Momeni went to pick up his sister, who told him she had been assaulted. A friend of Lee's testified Momeni then grilled Lee over the phone about what happened to his sister while at the drug dealer's apartment. He sent messages saying that the two men were creeps and sexual predators. Momeni later hung out with Lee's sister's condo until she kicked them out, saying she needed to sleep. Surveillance video shows the two men leaving Kazar Momeni's posh condo around 2 a.m. and getting into Nima Momeni's BMW. Other surveillance footage shows them getting out of the car near the Bay Bridge where the stabbing took place. Momeni testified he stopped his car after going over a pothole that caused Lee to spill the beer he was holding. Momeni said he then cracked a joke suggesting Lee should spend the night with his family instead of trying to find a strip club to keep the party going. That's when he said Lee snapped, yelled at him about questioning his parenting skills, and pulled out a knife from his jacket pocket and attacked. "I was scared for my life," Momeni said during trial, in testimony that was rambling and contentious. He said Lee walked away from the encounter and showed no evidence of being hurt. He didn't realize Lee had died until the following day, he said. "I feel awful to his family, to himself," Momeni said. "He didn't deserve it. I don't think anyone deserves that." The prosecutor mocked Momeni's story, pointing out that he never called the police to report Lee's alleged attack, or even after he learned that Lee had died of a stab wound on the street where he had last seen him. Prosecutors also showed text messages Kazar Momeni sent her brother, asking where he had dropped off Lee, a question he sidestepped. She sent the text message to Lee checking on him because her brother came down hard on him and to thank him for handling it with class. What a very unfortunate story. Seems like the verdict was true and correct. The right person got the right sentence. What do you feel about the safety of San Francisco streets? I personally do not want to visit there. Thank you for watching the video to the end. Again, this is the Open News Podcast, and I hope you like, share, and subscribe. It really does help. Thank you so much.